I said I wasn't going to do this. I said a bunch of times I wasn't going to do this. And here I am doing this. Hi, everybody. Today I am taking a look at the Hobonichi Techo Cousin planner. Now, I'm guaranteeing you that at least some of you watching know more about this than I do. I know this because a lot of you have been asking me to review one of these and give my opinions on it for literal years. And I've always been like, no, it's too trendy. I'm not going to do it. It's too trendy. And I finally fucking did it. So I ordered this guy off of Amazon. It is Japanese language. They do some Japanese and English language ones, and I'm fine with the Japanese language. I don't know. So on Amazon, this cost $56. Now, there are other places you can buy it as well, but honestly, I didn't want to wait for shipping, so I used Amazon. So this is A5 size, 5.8 inches by 8.3 inches by 0.07 inches, according to Amazon, and it's the 2019 day on one page format. So let's take a look at it. There's a bunch of covers you can order for it. I didn't order one. Even if I decide I'm going to use this, it just felt like an extra thing to buy, and I have enough things. I don't need to add more things to the pile. So this is what came with it. It's a little This Is My Life cartoon in Japanese, it looks like. I don't know what any of this means, but it's very cute. Happy Nothing Special Day. Aw. Okay, I'm gonna give that to my kid. Katie loves all things Japanese. So looking at this, it's very simple, which is supposed to be the thing with Hobonichi. The two things I've heard that are like the hallmark of Hobonichi is A, they're very minimalistic and simple, and B, the paper is the Tomo River paper, which is supposed to be glorious in terms of not bleeding through. Like, I guess the ink is supposed to remain on the surface of the paper or something is what I've heard. So we'll take a look. So it says on the front, Hobonichi Techo 2019 Cousin. The binding on the outside, this almost feels like masking tape. And the cover is like a glossy, like it's cardstock, but it's like super thick, heavyweight, like almost chipboard. And it's kind of glossy on the surface. And it's the same on the back too. So let's see how this opens. I'm curious to see if this lies flat with maybe a little bit of a push. Oh, that is not what I thought it was going to do. Because when I'm opening it here, like you see this, like this feels like it's not going to lie flat, but then you open it and it's like, well, okay then. All right, so that's good to know. Moving forward. This is the first time I've looked at this, by the way. I will tell you a funny story really quick. I know they make a smaller version of this. I had been all about thinking about ordering one a few years back. I was hardcore about it, and then I didn't, and I missed the ability to order it from like Jetpans. It had sold out, and so I went to Japantown with my kids for some other reason and went to one of the stationery stores there, and they had the Hobonichis there, but they were the little tiny ones, like the field note size ones, and I was like, that's not how small I thought it was. I thought it was bigger. So I'm glad I didn't order it because I would have been profoundly disappointed. And it would have been my fault for not paying attention to the size. But this size is the one I wanted to order because this, if I was going to use it, it would be this size. I like them big. So you open it up and there's just some like thicker, like cardstocky paper for like the opening. And then you get to your cover page and it's Hobonichi Techo 2019 Cousin. The paper is very thin. It almost feels like a slightly thicker version of like the Bible paper. We open it up here and we have 3 calendars. We have the 2019, which is the year that this calendar is, and then we have 2018 and 2020 on the other page. I am making an assumption here because I read somewhere that in the Hobonichi monthly calendars, Sundays are red to remind you that the new week is starting. So if that's the case, then this calendar system here is a Monday start. I'm just going to be using the Jetpens website to kind of help me out here. The binding is a stitch binding, and then this is the yearly calendar page. No, I lied. This is the yearly calendar page. Then this is a yearly like tracking page. A table of contents or a place to write down birthdays. I don't know what the different colors mean. I'm assuming maybe holidays, but this goes from January to December, and they give you 3 check boxes at the top. And then they give you basically 1 row of boxes all the way down to 31 or whatever day, it is. And then at the bottom, there's just some blank space. And it all has a very light grid pattern, not dot grid, but like graph pattern in the back. So this is the month. It gives you December 2018 to start with. And so Saturday and Sunday, yeah. So it's a Monday start planner. You have space for notes here. And then you have the whole thing with with the graph paper inside each of the boxes, but there's a blank spot at the top as well, which is kind of interesting. Saturdays are in gray, Sundays are in red, and it looks like maybe holidays are in red. I'm not sure. And then there's some extra note space on both the side and the bottom. And then it looks like all of the monthly pages are together. Well, that's nice. It gives you all the way, so it gives you the last month of the previous year, which this is 2019, but it gives you the last month of December 2018. And then in 2020, it gives you January and February and March for future planning into your next year. I really like that. I'm a proponent of a planner having some extra space at the end of it or somewhere in it to give you somewhere to, because you start, especially towards the end of the year, or towards the end of your planner, you start getting dates for the next year, and there's nowhere to put them in a lot of planners. So that's kind of cool. And now we're into weekly spreads, it looks like. This is the first week of 2019. So they don't give you the weekly spreads of the year previous, except for where it overlaps, like with this December 31st. The weekly spread is vertical and it's hourly. So it goes from 5 a.m. to 4 a.m. So it's a full 24-hour-a-day spread. Small writing is necessary here. It gives you the same amount of space each day, and you have the full 24 hours, which is something I have talked about a number of times. I don't like it when planners combine the weekend. I don't like it when planners assume that only certain numbers of hours of the day are active. So this is awesome. And then across the top, there's a little bit of extra space for notes. There's notes on the side. There's a calendar on the side, and it's circling the week that you're in. One of the other things I'm noticing is that up here in the corner, it's telling you the week of the year you're in. I was wondering if it was like the first week of the month. No, it's the first week of the year. So you get to the week of February 4th, and you're in the 6th week of the year. So that's interesting. So then the weeks are all together as well. So we're going to just kind of flip through here. So here's the end of it, and it gives you the first week of 2020 to plan because it has the last 2 days of 2019, and that's the end of the weeks. So this is where we're at in the planner because the paper is so thin. Like I guess that's why they can get so much in here, because it's not going to get so gigantic and bulky. When you use really thick paper, which is awesome, thick paper, the planner gets fat really quickly. So turning the page to a new year is a big blank spread that has 2018 and 2019 calendars in the bottom, and it looks like this whole thing has a lined grid. From what I've read, the English versions of these planners have dot grid and the Japanese have line grid, but it's so faint that it doesn't bother me either way. But it's very small. And according to the JetPen's website, those weekly pages are only in the cousin size, the A5 cousin size. Now we're into the daily pages, which is like the main part of this planner. Here is like a blank page. It's completely blank. It just says January at the top, January 1st. And then we get onto the actual daily page. It looks like each month is a different color to help you figure out what month you're in. January is kind of like a burnt orangey situation. So here we have the month number, like number of the month that the day is, the actual day name, like Thursday or whatever. And then this looks like a moon phase. I've never cared about that in my planner, but I know some people do. So that's helpful. That's thoughtful. And then it looks like here we have a little bit of a daily timeline. So if the weekly one had a detailed hour by hour timeline, this one gives you the whole day kind of divided up into 3-hour blocks with little bits of room for you to write your schedule right here. There's a little like 5-item to-do list up on top, and then there's a bunch of blank like grid space here to do some, fun stuff. You've got a calendar here that circles the 2 dates that are showing on this weekly spread, and then quotes in Japanese. And one of the things I'm liking about the grid is that it's there to help you, but you can ignore it because it's so pale. I'm not sure how I feel about the colors of the grid, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm going to go through this. Let's kind of look at the months here. And notice that each of the month numbers, so March is the 5th month. It's not March. What the hell month is that? I don't know the numbers of months. January, February, March, April, May. May is the 5th month, and it's green. And every day in May has this same colorful, like tab on the side to help you find the month that you're supposed to be going to. And it looks like every month has a blank page at the start of it. I don't think any of the colors repeat either. I think they're all different colors. So now I'm at the end of December. Here's December 31st. At the end of December, we have just some blank grid pages, a few of them. There's a timetable, which I think is meant to like put in for like ideal weeks or like when things are occurring on a regular basis. Like, you know, at this time every week I have this thing, like church every Sunday at 11 a.m. I could put on the Sunday and like, right, I'm not sure. But it gives you some room for a couple of different things where it like lets you list things that happen each week. This, I think, is supposed to track progress. There's 31 boxes on one axis so that you're able to like plot your progress on something over the course of however long. So it's like a tracker page that you can use. Favorites. What in the hell is this for? There's stars. There's somewhere to put maybe a date. And then there's like movies, music. I guess this is like somewhere to track some of the things you've tried. You can rank them. Like I saw Halloween. I thought it was 5 stars. I saw it on this day. I guess that's interesting. I have no idea what this is. Off to jet pens. This is words to remember. You're supposed to use this for like quotes or words that you want to like document and reflect upon. I would never have known that if I wasn't looking at a guide. And then this is just some Japanese information. I'm assuming about food, but I don't read Japanese, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Here's a gift list. According to the JetPens website, those pages in Japanese are tips on living life in a good mood, breakfast around the world, introduction to reading classical literature, solar terms, emergency preparedness. That's what those pages are. So this is an age table. This is kind of interesting. You're supposed to be able to find somebody's birth year and then find out what age they are. So if you look on this, you can figure out what age someone is if you know their birth year in 2019, or you can look up their age and figure out what year they were born. So let's find out if this is going to work. I was born 1980, and yes, I will be 39 next year. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. I have no idea what this page is. This is an address page for 8 people, and then some personal information in the back. I'd have to look at a translation to figure out what each thing is, but that's interesting. I mean, I'm not judging. Please don't mistake me. I am not judging all of the Japanese stuff in a planner that is written in Japanese. I'm thankful for the parts of this that are in English. I'm just not really sure. Like most of the stuff in the back is stuff I won't use, but to be fair, in most planners, I don't use the note pages very often either. So I want to test this paper out though. And I think I'm going to pick some of these Japanese pages to write on top of because I don't plan on using them. So let's just do that. I'll use this one. Okay. People say that you can use any kind of ink on this and it's not going to soak through because of the kind of paper it is. So I'm just going to grab a Tombow and I'm going to swipe it. I mean, it shadows, but it didn't bleed through. Which, considering how thin this paper is, like, it feels like tissue paper, like the stuff you put into like a gift bag. The ink does not dry quickly on the paper, but that's how it shadows right there. Let's try a gel pen. Let's see if a gel pen, like how I'm guessing we're gonna have a problem with the braille where you can feel it. Oh yeah. Oh, you can totally feel that. And it shadows, but it doesn't bleed. And now felt tip pen. Well, that barely shadowed at all. It does shadow, but not barely at all. But again, it takes a while for it to dry. So maybe I should put some watercolor on this. People say that they watercolor in these planners all the time, so I'm going to do that. This is my Jane Davenport's Glitzy palette. I'll pick out this blue here. It's like wrinkly, but it didn't soak through. That's so weird. Like the paper has like the wrinkles on it. You can tell it's wet, but it did not soak through. Like, I feel like if I push hard enough, my finger's going to go through it. That is so strange. I'm not sure how I feel about this. What am I going to say about this planner? Am I going to use it? Well, Okay, I talk a lot of talk about doing like memory keeping and shit like that in my bullet journal, and I've been off and on about it. This could be a great planner to do like a daily art journal exercise or like a something in it. I don't know if I would use this for actual planner. I feel like there's just too much. I don't know. There's the colors kind of on their own are sort of weird to me. Like I'm not a fan of the colors, and all the little details are not necessarily things I would use, but doing a page a day of something, maybe. I think I'm going to keep this because I think I might find a use for it. I don't think I would use this as a regular planner. I think I would have to use this for a special project. That's just me, though. I'm not sure how I feel about this paper. Like, it's neat that it doesn't bleed through. I really like that. But, like, it's tripping me out, man. I don't know what to say. It's also, pricey I get it. Like, you get a lot here, and it's tons of paper, and it's high quality materials. But I just don't know. I'm kind of flummoxed. I don't know. I don't know. And all of you who love Hobonichi are going to be in the comments like, Cindy, why are you fucking hating? I'm not hating. I'm confused. This planner is bamboozling. That's not the right word. This planner is giving me confusion on like all levels. So we're going to have to update. I'm going to have to think about what I might want to use this for, because I think I do want to try using it for something. I'm just not sure what. And the last time I felt like that, it was with Traveler's Notebooks. And I was like, I'm going to use this for something, and I'm not sure what. And now they're all on my fucking shelf sitting there. So this may not be something I wind up using, but I kind of want to. I kind of want to use it with like watercolors and stuff just to see how hard I can push this planner before it falls apart. I'm not sure. That won't be till 2019 though, because that's when this starts. So you got some time to wait. I got some time to think about it. You can give me suggestions in the comments. Why don't we do that? Give me suggestions in the comments on what I should do with this Hobonichi besides give it away to you, because I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I'm very confused. I'm not going to recommend this or not recommend this because I don't know. The quality is great. It is exactly what it said it was going to be. I can understand why some people are super obsessed with these, but I am still on the fence. So that's where I'm going to end this video. Like I said, leave suggestions for what I can use this for in the comments below, please. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.